This week, FormulaE hits the track, the first big series to do so for the 2022 series after a scorching 2021 season which saw Nyck De Vries clinch the title in the final race. The teams are getting ready to bid farewell to the Gen 2 cars for their final season. So yeah, I thought I'd go through a season preview for you so you can get to know FormulaE. So first of all, what is FormulaE? FormulaE is an open wheel racing series like Formula 1. The big twist is that the cars are electric. They use electricity for their propulsion. Yes, this series does not have roaring combustion engines, but a high pitch electric one. They use 385 kilograms battery pack capable of outputting 250 kilowatts or 335 brake horsepower. Or in race mode, these numbers are down to 220 kilowatts or 297 bhp. They can get from 0 to 100 kilometers in 2.8 seconds, and they reach a listed top speed of 280 kilometers an hour or 174 miles an hour. While these teams use identical bodywork and many other spec parts, FormulaE cars are not equal. The powertrain can be developed by manufacturers, even though it's limited by the spec battery and output limits in a manufacturer can change how power is delivered and regained. What I think is the best part of FormulaE is often misunderstood about the sport. The cars do not have enough energy in them to make the finish line. Instead, drivers have to manage and regenerate their battery levels during a race. They can charge them under braking or save energy by lifting and coasting on the straights. This means FormulaE is not just about being the fastest, but it is about being the smartest. The driver who can use efficiently the most energy will be the one with the most power during the last few laps. In turn, the final stage of the race will often be chaotic. Drivers who have managed their battery better than others will be able to make last-ditch efforts for moves. And another thing, in order to accommodate for energy regeneration, FormulaE exclusively drives on short and tight tracks with big braking zones. These tracks also have one other thing in common. They have a long lap which drivers can take to unlock a temporary 4-minute power boost. Combine this with the cars being quite sturdy and you've got a recipe for craziness. To say that FormulaE does not have the cleanest of overtaking movers is quite an understatement, but that's what makes it starting. But yeah, what's news in FormulaE this season? Not a lot. It's kind of like 2021 Formula 1, or at least what we thought was an in-between season before Gen 3 cars come next year. This means this year's cars will be near identical last year with low powertrain development. Thus, other than some new drivers and some new tracks and a brand new Porsche Taycan safety car, the only new thing to talk about is qualifying. And yes, unfortunately that means the upcoming season will still have fan boost, but yeah, it is quite controversial. Personally not my cup of tea. Last year's qualifying system was kind of a mess, giving drivers who placed low on the point scoring list as unreasonable advantage during qualifying. On the other hand, this created a lot of fun races to watch and unexpected results, but FormulaE have devised a new knockout program. Phase 1 will have drivers on a single lap divided over 2 groups based on their championship standing, A for evens, B for unevens. The top 4 of each group will move on to phase 2. The first group of A1 will then do a qualifying lap against B4. The fastest of them moves into the semi-final. They'll take on A2 v B3, and you kind of see where it goes. What else is different is that for a quarter in the semi and the final, the cars will use 250 kilowatts instead of 220, which they're allowed to race with. The new system is sure to create a lot of excitement, but it should also see the drivers better for the race, potentially making the race less chaotic and maybe less fun. However, we'll see in practice before we can pass judgment. FormulaE has 11 teams and 22 drivers. Unfortunately, that's one less than 2021 as Audi pulled out the championship. However, Audi is still somewhat represented in 2022, and Vision will still drive with the Audi e-tron FE07 powertrain. Similarly, BMW sold its GS1 Andretti to Avalanche, with the team still using the BMW powertrain. Besides the team spots, there are 3 new drivers in the sport: Oliver Askew, American driver, Dan Tixman, of course, from Formula 2, and Antonio Giovinazzi in F1. So yeah, I'll just quickly run through all of the driver lineups for each teams. Mercedes EQ, Nyck De Vries, obviously the reigning world champion, and Stoffel Van Dorn. At Jaguar, you got Sam Bird and Mitch Evans. Moving on then to DS Chichita, Antonio Felix Costa and John Eric Verne. Envision is Robin Fries and Nick Cassidy. Avalanche and Andretti is Jake Dennis and Oliver Askew. Rocket Venturi, Edo Mortaro and Lucas Di Grassi, who's moved there. And then Porsche, we've got the same lineup of Lotterer and, of course, their former F1 driver Pascal Wehrlein. Oliver Rowland made the move to Mahindra, where he will join Alex Sims. And then at Nissan, we've got Seb Boemi and Max Günther. And Dragon Penske Autosport is Ceci Camera and Giovinazzi. And Neo 333 is Oliver Turvey and Dan Ticktum. FormulaE has a total of 16 rounds taking place at 10 venues. There are 6 double headers for this year and 4 single events. New for this year are the events at Jakarta in Indonesia, Vancouver in Canada, and Seoul in South Korea, with the other 7 venues being returning tracks from last year, with races taking place in the likes of London, New York, Berlin, Monaco, Rome, and Diriyah to start the season. But anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, remove thoughts, comments, and rates. Follow on Twitter, link description below for daily F1 news, and subscribe to my channel on screen right now. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace!